you're an e-commerce business owner doing more than $50,000 a month, then in this video, I'm going to show you two things. The first one is how we can get you to multiple 6 and even 7 figures in monthly revenue using only Google Ads with our pay-for-performance structure. And number two, I'm going to show you exactly how we already done this to multiple companies, giving you a glimpse of these accounts and the structure that we used to do it. First, I'm going to show you the screenshot from the results that we got for Naturize. This is the overall numbers of our 9 months of working with them. And believe it or not, they started out at $250,000 a month, and we are now doing 1.6 million in a month. This brings us to this total that's on the screen of about 5.5 million euros. But how about a more down-to-earth client? Maybe a client that started out in a situation similar to yours right now. This is Respected Roots. This is an e-commerce that was doing 30K a month and was struggling to get a profitable ROAS. Their break-even ROAS was between 1.8 and 2.2, and they absolutely weren't able to scale while keeping their ROAS at a profitable level. And when we joined, we immediately increased their ROAS and were able to scale just in 3 months to get this type of monthly revenue. As you can see from the screenshot, we made them nearly $230,000 at close of 5 ROAS. We also did the same for Fita. They started out a little bit better. They were doing 60K with Facebook ads, and we just now closed a $300,000 month. And as you can see, the ROAS is pretty sustainable at 6.44. So if this interests you and you want to get the same type of results for your brand, there's a button below the video where you can click it and book a call with me right away. In this call, we can discuss to see if we are actually able to get you to where you want to be. But you see, the problem with most Google Ads agencies is that Google Ads is a very complex tool. It's not complex in the sense that it's hard to understand or there are not tutorials everywhere about how everything works. It's hard to actually build a strategy and juggle everything that you're trying all at once, especially at higher monthly budget. So they don't know how to get you out of that beginner's pit where your ROAS is less than 1. And even if they did, when they start to scale, you would immediately have a lot of wasted ad spend and a lot of campaigns that used to work but they don't work anymore. So generic Google Ads agencies who are not specialized in your brand's particular size will get tangled up. They don't know exactly what levers they have to pull and at what intensities to get you over the next step, which leads to a less than optimal campaign structure, which leads to less than optimal ROAS, which of course finally means that you're just losing money every day. And that's what we mean when we say that Ventavery is a performance-focused agency. We know how to maximize your ROAS and how to invest your budget in the most efficient way possible. And we're only able to do this due to 3 key factors. Number 1, more than 6 years of experience in the Google Ads space, having tested God knows how many strategies and systems until we develop the ones that work best for brands like yours. Number 2, our methods and systems. Of course, no brand is like the other, but the systems we develop internally and that we apply on our day-to-day operations are the most efficient way to get to a point where your brand is consistently hitting your targets every month. That means that there is no finish line, there's only the process. So you need to make sure that your brand has a full funnel approach and a clear plan on how to get there from where you are right now. And finally, number 3, daily analysis. I know that most agencies tell you that you don't need to make changes every day on your Google Ads account, that you need to let the algorithm breathe a little bit and give it time to process and start to spend in a more optimized manner. And that's actually true in a way, but they use this argument as an excuse. Yes, the algorithm needs time. Yes, you can't kill a new campaign just because after 24 hours, it didn't sell anything. But that's not the point that these agencies make. They just use this as an excuse to open your account once every week and be able to get as many clients as they want, sacrificing quality over quantity. But the truth is, if you're doing things correctly, there's always something to evaluate after 24 hours. Maybe you won't pause the new Performance Max or search campaign, but you can evaluate which products or keywords are actually spending, getting more clicks, getting more impressions, and if they are unprofitable, which means that you can kill them right away and make space for the other keywords, for the other products, for the other ads that will push that campaign to greatness. So you can imagine, if you leave your campaign running freely for 6 or 7 days, 99% of the times, after 1 or 2 days, there will be already something new to optimize, but you left it there for an extra 3 or 4 days. So those 3 or 4 days, yeah, maybe the campaign is not unprofitable, but it is 3 or 4 days where it's not running in the most profitable way. So like over 70% of the time, you're leaving money on the table. That makes a huge difference in the end of the month or even at the end of the year because your campaigns are not outputting the biggest ROAS that they could. If you plan to get your brand to the highest levels, you need a performance-focused Google Ads agency. There are a lot of good freelancers out there, and I'm not trying to bash them down. I was a freelancer once too, but you probably need an expertise like ours. You definitely need proven systems that were already tested massively on very competitive markets. And if you're still having doubts, let me show you a little bit more of why I know what I'm talking about. This is the screenshot for our first month with Solus. It's actually not even the full month. There are a couple days left on the screenshot. but we started from absolute zero to $30,000 in 1 month. And why? Well, it's because they implemented the systems that I just talked to you about in this video. And we did the same for SaleBrace. They started out with us at $35K a month. We just now closed at $167,000 a month. We did the same for Respected Roots, $230,000 a month. DN Davidson, $183,000 a month. That was in 2 or 3 months, starting from 15K. That was really quick. We also scaled Peak Wellness USA from 30K a month to 260,000 a month. We made it like close to $1 million in just 4 months. That was crazy. So yeah, now I'll say it again. If you're an e-commerce brand owner and you're doing low to mid 5 figures a month and you want to scale past the 6 and 7 figures a month with your brand, if that's you, then click the button down below. It's gonna take you to the calendar link where you can choose the time and date that works best for you to book a call with me. And we talk about what we can do to improve the sales and to get your brand where you want. So if you want to scale with Google Ads, what are you waiting for? Cheers.